Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2. We are watching StarSeries. We are in Season 7. It is day 17 and we're watching Poseidon taking on Fnatic. Last game of today for StarSeries. Of course, tomorrow we'll be back at 1700 with more games of Dota. I can already say to you that you should be watching tomorrow because there's gonna be a lot of great games, I would assume. Like, for example, just to, like, tip of the iceberg here, Alliance versus Quantic, Na'Vi versus Dusa. It's going to be a great game of Dota, day of Dota tomorrow too, but first, of course, Poseidon versus Fnatic. I am not by myself. I am once again joined by Vikrmont. Oh, and I forgot I should turn myself down slightly on stream. Hereby turn myself down slightly on stream. Let me know how the sound levels are today. And yeah, welcome back to the broadcast.
Good to be back, Shiver. We've had some pretty crazy games so far today. We are just murdering people's rares, I guess. Thanks for your rares, every good team, fanboys.
I know, right?
Poseidon Fnatic. I think this is... What's up?
No, well, it's for StarSeries, it's often that, like, people just bet wrong.
People do bet wrong.
Yeah.
Pro tip to bettors in in tournaments where, like, in tournament group stages, especially in, like, the Western scene, just bet on the underdog. Do it. Don't bet on overwhelming favorites. There is no such thing as an overwhelming favorite. Even Alliance loses to random teams.
True.
Like, you are going to lose your rares, and when you win, you will win no rares. So don't do it. It's so bad. Sorry. Anyway, Poseidon Fnatic. Pretty even, I would have to say. Fnatic has been underperforming a bit. Poseidon has been performing more or less how you'd expect. I still think that the ceiling for both of these teams is quite high. I never thought that VP, when Poseidon were VP, I still thought that these players had more room to sort of grow and get better. Tame Wild in particular, I think, could be really, really good. Just needs a little more time in the spotlight, I think. And Fnatic, the same is true. They made a really good run at TI3. I think in the game they lost, they just sort of made some decisions, maybe, that even they regretted afterwards. But their play was good. It was just more strategic decisions. Yeah,
Fnatic so far in StarSeries is not doing amazingly well. I feel like this is a bit of a theme for Fnatic lately, or at least not lately. I mean, in StarSeries last season, of course, they didn't do very well either. But they have played 8 games thus far, lost 5, won 3. So that's Fnatic for you. Poseidon, however, they are actually have 9 games played, won 5, lost 4. Of course, also not, totally clean record, but definitely doing better so far than Fnatic. At least having a loss less than Fnatic. We're gonna see if they can take a win of this fully decked out Fnatic team. Of course, they have not gonna stand in. Poseidon, no stand in either. I'm not quite sure. Like, Sakura started off as a stand in, but I think by now we can call him the official member of Poseidon, right? I mean, I haven't seen Eli play for Poseidon in ages.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think Elite's probably gone, would be my guess. And Sakura's been a good fill-in. I honestly... I'm gonna be 100% honest, I haven't really noticed a difference. Like, they play the same sort of heroes roughly to the same competency, so I don't think it's a step down. I also don't think it's a huge step up. We'll see if the team, is better at, like, coordination and they feel more comfortable with each other this way, then that's what's important.
Yeah. We are having, by the way, not a very spectacular draft thus far. I'm kind of surprised that...
Era Lifestealer, right?
10 seconds
Could be a spectacular game result.
True, but it's like, what if it's a hero that we see very often on Era? With the anti-mage banned out, it was kind of the only one left for him. The bans were kind of standard as well. I mean, with an anti-mage Keeper of Light banned out, no surprise since the Keeper of Light was there, of course, already in a Naga Siren. Phantom Lancer would have fitted great. Nature's Prophet Darkseer banned out as well as the IO Bear Nyx Assassin, and OD. Poseidon, though, get themselves their hands on the Doom. Now, Doom hasn't had a win streak today. We just saw him lose, didn't we? Yep, we did.
Yeah, but actually Resolution did well. Resolution did pretty well, and G did pretty well, and the tri-lane just went to shit, right? Like, I don't think it was really the Doom that cost them the game.
Now, we'll see if Poseidon can make it work for them. Of course, the Lifestealer is a great one to Doom up. Bounty Hunter, same story. I hope that this is not gonna be... Like, I kind of think maybe Naga Siren is a carry here, because I'm hoping that Doom is not going to be their tri-lane farmer. Because if it's just Doom, it's not enough to go up against Fnatic, Bounty Hunter, and Lifestealer. There's too much aggression coming off from Fnatic for that, and Poseidon won't be able to take all the hate. So they need another carry, I hope. But it all depends on what they place mid as well, because Clockwork in theory could be mid.
Yeah. They could book it. I still think Poseidon could easily fill out with something like a gyrocopter and be happy with the lineup that they get.
Yeah.
Poseidon's good, solid lineup. Fnatic, this is clearly a not screwing around lineup. Like you see, ooh. So this is the support. So two different theories on Bullmanology. So first we saw him in a one role, in a one role, and now this is most likely support. I actually love this because, hey, Lifestealer can hitch a ride in Bounty Hunter or Spirit Breaker. This is Era's best hero. Trixie has a very good Bounty Hunter. We don't see it that much just because we don't see Bounty Hunter that much. Clearly, Fnatic securing that Bounty Hunter second, which is much earlier than the heroes typically taken, meant that they had a very clear purpose in mind for the draft. And I think with the Spirit Breaker pick, we start seeing that come into focus. Actually, if it's against Clock, SB can mid too, if they want.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
Definitely. It's all up for grabs. So Poseidon actually banned out the Storm. We're going to reduce the amount of taxis that Lifestealer can take. We've got Fnatic with one more ban up their sleeves. I like the Spirit Breaker. I would like it more as a support in this one, because I really think they need a ranged mid, or at least, like, they've got 3 melee heroes thus far, and of course it's not that big of a problem when you have a Doom who needs to stand close to you as well to do the damage, and Poseidon doesn't really have anything else to do the damage with. But Naga Siren with her Ensnare is already going to be very strong up against Fnatic, and just if Poseidon still gets a ranged carry, there's going to be someone ensnared and he can't do anything the entire fight, and he's going to be bursted down by whichever ranged carry Poseidon has, and I'm still hoping for that.
I think Gyro would be just fine. I think they do still have several viable options. They could just go with something in mid that's some sort of Orchid carrier and just hope to win that way too. So they could give Tame My Wild something big to take the game and then just have Illidan Stormrage IS 8210 on Doom. And I think that would work too. So I don't think it's absolutely crucial that they take Gyro or so it's that. It's Tame My Wild on Queen of Pain, Illidan on the Doom, and I like this, honestly. I think it's capable of standing up to Fnatic. We'll have to keep a close watch on the Space Cow to see how that goes.
Yeah, like I said though, I'm not quite convinced by the safe lane Doom, but we'll see how he works out in terms of farm.
Is Puck available, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, so actually Fnatic should take Puck, and I think they have a better lineup somewhat.
Well, are you expecting an aggressive tri-lane with this one?
5 seconds remaining.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, well, actually, Naga Keeper Doom, not gonna be the easiest thing to aggressive try against. Then again, Lifestealer can rage through Illuminate and Level Death and Scorched Earth and stuff. It's really hard for me to say. I feel like Shiver they should aggressive tri-lane and just run solo the Bounty Hunter against Clock, which is a fine matchup for Bounty. You really don't want to get Cogs, but as long as you don't get Cogs, you're probably okay. And they should be favored. Visage crushes Keeper in a lane v lane. And
I think that they can also just at least slow down his Doom farm, and then what is Poseidon gonna do? There's a Rage already up on Lifestealer. There's probably gonna be BKB up on Bounty and Puck at some point, and Queen of Pain will be completely useless, and it's gonna be really tough for Poseidon later on in this game, I think. So they really need their tri-lane to work out. They really need that Doom to be farming up. I'm expecting this Doom to also get a Hand of Midas next to already his Devour, of course, because he just really needs his gold. No pressure, but pressure. A lot of pressure. And of course, also a lot of pressure on the mid lane, because Tame My Wild, if he doesn't win mid lane here, then his team is gonna be basically sitting ducks there on the top lane for that Puck to rotate in, and that's gonna be Hani having a feast.
Yeah, but I don't know how easy it's going to be to win mid. I mean, Tame My Wild, Hani is coming off a little break. He was out for a couple days, so Fnatic had stand-ins. You can't. That's actually a pretty big deal. Like, you get pretty rusty if you don't play for a few days, especially at the professional level. So yeah. Maybe Hani could be disadvantaged in that respect. Otherwise, I rate these players about the same. I don't think Tame My Wild. Queen of Pain versus Puck. Puck is very slightly favored, I feel. The laning is pretty even. Afterwards, it's very annoying as Queen of Pain because Waning Rift is so good. But to win, to dominate the matchup, you have to have something really go your way. And we'll see if Tame My Wild can do it. Like, for instance, if he gets a way better creep block, he can win the lane. But, like, I guess it's a little easier on Dire, but I don't see him winning lane by a big extent unless something weird happens.
In theory, it should be even, but because of it should be even, it's so skill dependent. It will be a fun lane to watch regardless, I think. We are gonna have, of course, Poseidon on the Dire side, Fnatic on the Radiant side. You are, again, watching Starladder Season 7. It is day 17 in Game 3 of the 3 that we see today. So this is the last game for StarSeries. After this, there's gonna be more Dota, but different tournament. But for now, this is the last game for StarSeries. So Fnatic on the Radiant side, the Dire side, Poseidon, Illidan, Stormrage, 8210 or Airman playing the Doom. It will be Jotum or Medved playing the Naga Siren. Xi, KSI playing the Clockwork with the Crazy or Tamar Wild playing the Queen of Pain. And the last but not least one, it is the Keeper of the Light, piloted up by Sakura. Hello?
I'm sorry, I was muted on Skype but not in game, so I was looking at the in-game voice thing and not thinking I was muted.
Oh.
Sorry about that. Fnatic on the Radiant side, going up against Poseidon, they will have Hani in the mid on Puck. The tri-lane will be composed of No-Tail on the Visage, Fly on the Spirit Breaker, and Era on the Lifestealer. And I think that's probably will be an aggressive tri-lane, and that'll leave Trixie on the solo Bounty Hunter. With Sentries, so no, he might actually be top. Okay. No, he's going to be top because he is carrying Sentry Wards, so it's Trixie on the offlane.
Well, that will be a very stale mid lane, I think, for us to watch in the mid game or in the early game, because that tri lane on the top 4 Poseidon is not going to be getting aggressive anytime soon. They just need to get that Doom up to farm, so he's not going to be trying anything funky. Era wants to get his farm up, so he's not going to be doing anything special. That means that Honey and Tamar Wild will be our entertainment for the first 10 minutes of the game.
Well,
Depending
it's
on
a really cool matchup.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. And it's one of those skill matchups that is just winnable by either, but only if you catch out the very slightest mistakes that your enemy might make. So trying to anticipate the movement of your other team, and it's an entertaining matchup to watch regardless. Puck versus Queen of Pain normally is. So that will be a good one. We're also going to see if there's going to be some rotations in supports, because of course Fnatic has got to fly Spirit Breaker, and Spirit Breaker in theory, what we normally see him do when he is played as support, he is going to be charging up mid, and he is going to be trying to help out his mid laner, and fairly early as well. Level 2, level 1, he can already contribute. So we'll see if Fnatic tries to make that happen. On the other side, we've got a Keeper of the Light and a Naga Siren. Not really two supports that you would see making a move on mid anytime soon, as we have got Trixie already scouting out where the supports are, and he's going to try to block some camps. He's got some sentry wards to counter sentry wards if he sees one. And of course, maybe to block some camps, and he's actually doing that just now.
Mm-hmm. They've definitely pulled Clockwork to try to keep KSI alive in this lane, since it is 1v3. I'm not sure how much it'll help. Oh, nice cogs. Really good cogs timing from Xi. So he'll get away. That was just pretty much a perfect cogs placement and timing for Xi. So they've spent a lot of resources to make sure that Xi has an okay lane. Like, if you look at his inventory, he has an extra salve and the extra tango.
Mm-hmm.
What that means is that Tamar Wild doesn't have those things, right? So he's got 59 auto attack to Puck's 63. He's actually, though, he's winning a little bit. It depends on how Hani does against the remaining creeps in the wave, but even with that, Tamar Wild has so far started pretty well. Of course, Hani has been... The standard thing with Puck is that you always pool the tango and salve so that he can start Null Talisman Branch for the extra damage.
Yeah, which is exactly what he has. 63 attack damage. And I do like this Queen of Pain set, by the way. 61 only for the Queen of Pain. Slight difference, but those kind of slight differences might make a world of difference here in the matchup like this. So we're going to keep an eye on that. In the meantime, we have got the 2 offlaners trying to play with their lives slightly to try and get some experience on the tri lanes that they were up against. Bounty Hunter, he is dusted up already, but he's not too worried. He still has got enough mana to go invisible. He's actually got almost every skill, and he does reach level 2. Something that Xi cannot say because he just doesn't get in close enough. Fly trying to harass him away. Maybe he will get level 2 though. Nope. Still has the cogs.
Certainly. I mean, Trixie has to play very carefully, but it's not an unwinnable... Like, he should be able to find levels as long as his positioning is very careful. Of course, if they land an ensnare on him, and Sakura is able to follow that up with a good Illuminate, and Illidan's even nearby, that'll be a pretty dead Bounty Hunter. But in the end, I think both teams have elected to really just... they feel that without their offlaners, they don't feel totally comfortable with the flow of the game, and so they do decide to have pretty safe play for the offlaners. I mean, Trixie had the boots, Xi had the massive pooled regen.
Mm-hmm.
So far, Trixie's getting better levels, though, yeah, as you said.
Yeah, Xi now also getting level 2 though, as the creep wave does reach his tower. However, the pool's already happening. Fly already making sure that some experience will get denied to KSI, and of course the tower The creep wave will be reaching the Radiant Tower again. Look at that harassment on Xi also. He has to be so careful there. I mean, both of the supports are not really supports that you would normally see rotating into jungles. They don't really have that option. Rotating around to try and get kills, sure, but that's not really going to be doing anything good here in the mid lane. Both of these mids are, in theory, escape artists. You've got blinks, you've got orbs, you've got phase shifts. It's tough to gank these two.
Especially for Poseidon, I don't see Naga and Keeper of the Light really being able to threaten this puck in a credible fashion. This is it is very even though. I mean, like I said, these players are pretty close to each other in their facility in the mid lane. So Tamar Wild is winning by a bit, but not really huge. You can see he hasn't bothered to level Shadow Strike, obviously, because it's kind of a losing proposition against Phase Shift.
Yeah. So far, 2 levels in Blink, 2 levels in Scream. Hani sitting at level 4 as well, 13-5, with Tamar Wild sitting on 15-5, so very even still. Both having the same amount of denies, as Hani now is out of mana, actually. Does not have a bottle being brought to him just yet. Does he have it in the courier? Yeah, he does.
He has another courier, yeah.
Courier's just not moving.
It's interesting that it's not, yeah, he's not ferrying it as quickly as you might expect. Maybe somebody else has a pending work order for the courier. No? Huh, okay, well. It's okay, honestly. He doesn't necessarily need that mana just yet, but he is going to miss an opportunity at a rune. I guess he is just leaving it to the supports. This lane is so tight that I think neither of them especially want to leave to get a, depending on the rune. He is going to go for that illusion. Illusion's nice, actually. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it.
Yeah, and of course he can empty his bottle straight away and get a full one again, which is really, really nice, especially since he was already fairly low on mana, so he can get himself almost back up to full. In the meantime, we have got to see, maybe Dovin dived here. He gets charged up upon, in comes the Rage, and the Cogs trying to help out. He tries to TP out, won't be able to do so though. Will end up going down. First blood spilled, Fly with the gold. Nice rotation coming off from Noto, coming off from the back, of course, and the charge helping out a lot. That's first blood, taken by Fnatic. Fairly straightforward, I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, sooner or later Xi was going to drop. It just depended on when Fnatic were willing to dive onto that tier 1. Maybe Poseidon could have tried to TP people over, but the thing is, Keeper of the Light has to already be there to make an impact, right? Like, he needs all that time to get a setup, the Chakra, the Illuminate, and also Sakura is holding Dust of Appearance, so he doesn't really even have amazing move speed or stats. Yeah. He has 473 HP. It's safer for him not to come than to try to help Xi and potentially die. And Xi also, I mean, he's down to just... He has the boots and the salve. Now he's doing the Clockwork Party block to just cut the creeps a little bit, move it towards his tower. Because that's how unsafe he feels, right? He really thinks he can't approach the lane. He just has to mechanically force the lane to come to him.
I don't blame him for it. He has to be very careful not to die too much, especially since he knows that this is going to be a long game. Illidan did pick up his Hanamidas at 445, so he's able to get some extra farm there, but it just says that Poseidon, they need time to get themselves up towards the level that they want to be before they start fighting up against Fnatic, and therefore they have to try and not give Fnatic anything that is not necessarily necessary, aka no kills anymore for them on the Clockwork. If Clockwork can prevent it, then he will do so. Tamar Wild, he reaches level 6, 24-9 up against 28-10, so still very even, level 6 also for the Puck, and those two, of course, with level 6, could in theory try to make a difference somewhere. We have got Puck rotating, he's already going top, the ping going off, there's no wards here for Poseidon, and they are gonna try to fight this. Yep, TPs in the charge, in comes the open wounds, Naga Siren level 3, already brought down Dream Coil up on Illidan.
Dream Coil.
And that will be Illidan dead as well. I don't think he can be escaping from him, he shouldn't be, or can he? There's no charge anymore, and he's just way too fast with that Scorched Earth.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that the charge and the open wounds were used on the Naga Siren, I think they didn't need to open wounds Naga, but it's really easy to say this with 2020 hindsight, frankly. So I'm not going to blame Fnatic for their decision. I do think they got less from that than they wanted. It would have been very, very nice to actually kill the Doom. What they did get was a guaranteed extra level for Trixie, because the lane freed up for him immeasurably, which is good. It's a lot of wasted time for Era, but then again, he can just... Less trained to bot lane on the Spirit Breaker.
See, if he loses his boots! Oh my god, if he loses his boots! He loses his boots, he wants them back, but he can't have any more Xi! He'll end up going down, losing his boots, that's a big blow! Sonic Wave still comes in! Crazy tries to help out his teammate, but he won't be getting those boots back ever, 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 ever! Era will still end up going down, double kill for Crazy, or Tamar Wild, however you want to call him, but... Boots! Why did he drop his boots again? Like, he kept dropping his boots. This was not the first time that he dropped his boots.
Right, but can we talk about how cinematic the moment was where C sees the Spirit Breaker charging in, and Spirit Breaker sees the boots, and they both turn to it and start running in slow motion. My boots!
Why were the boots there? That's the question. Because it's the second time that he dropped them. Does he think he can get better cogs if he is trying to do it without boots?
Yeah, I think it has
or
to
knows
do with
exactly
how
where he has to cog.
It has to do with how he was executing the creep block, I believe. Usually that creep block is something you do really early. So yeah, maybe it's a matter of familiarity with the amount of speed at which you need to be going at and where you need to position yourself. Because boots don't provide stats, so it's not like it was for regen purposes. I think it was for that. I'm just... the like anime battle music starts and there's like a boots in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, it's crazy and it's stupid, but it's so good. I think C is gonna be happy without boots now that he knows how to block again, without like he doesn't have to drop anything on the floor to block. But it's still it's mind blowing kinda. Although one thing we have to not forget, I mean, okay, they took the boots, they killed the Clockwork. But Crazy got himself a double kill, so his rotation, way more successful than Hanny's rotation towards the top lane earlier, who did not get the last hit on the kill that happened there, and wasn't even involved in 2 kills to begin with. So I would say not too bad for Poseidon in the end, apart from losing the boots and the Clockwork. But mid lane, one of the lanes that could be a deciding factor for this game, is, well, ahead for Tema Wild. We have got the net worth slightly in favor of Crazy. I say slightly because it's only 200 gold and a bit, 250 gold or so. As we might have a fight bottom. C might be dying again, but in comes the Naga Siren. Doesn't have a song, does have a Riptide. C will not end up dying though, 16 HP left. Fly running himself away, but in comes Crazy, gets himself a killing spree. Another Q added to the board, wants to go for another one. Does have a double damage rune, but does not end up chasing anything because he is scared.
Dire's top tower is
Yeah.
under attack.
They're going really hard on C every time. I mean, now he's bootless, so like you're picking on this poor shoeless Clockwork. It's kind of cruel. And VP doing a very good job of protecting that. I mean, this time they actually get him out, very low HP, but Fnatic spent a lot of resources to go for that. And let's not neglect the fact that Airman's a little ahead as far as last hits, but way ahead on GPM relative to Era. He's cruising at around 500 because of this early Midas.
Yeah, and his Devour, of course, having that extra bit of secure gold, it's a very big difference actually. On Lifestealer, I mean, Era's doing fine. He's been involved in 3 of the 3 kills, so he's definitely not doing bad or anything like that. And he's actually going for phase drum, so he's going to be involved in fights a bit earlier than Doom regardless. But the difference in farm is pretty substantial indeed. No tail level 6, so he's got those familiars. So levels on support starting to reach the levels where you want him to be. We almost have the Nether Strike up on the Spirit Breaker as well. On the other hand, we do not have a song just yet, and we do not have Keeper of Light level 6 yet either. And on top of that, Clockwork, I mean, I don't even know, should I still mention him? He's got new boots.
He's got new boots!
I mean, that's good, right? That's good.
They're a pretty good item. They make you go faster, which in Dota is pretty decent. Yeah, no, it's good. C hasn't had a good time, but honestly, he's level 5. He could be doing a lot worse.
Yeah, he could have not have boots. I'm sorry.
I'm done for this entire game. I'm just gonna be thinking about those boots. It's so sad.
Did they actually end up
boots.
killing them, or did they? No, they keep them as spoils. It's like, you know what? We just put them in the base.
They're sitting right here.
Yep.
Zoom right in on them. That's the boots. For sale, Clockwork boots never worn. Anyway, Trixie is leveling pretty well. He's level 8, but they haven't put up any kills on the board with this Bounty Hunter yet. Which is okay, as we learned today in whoever, Aspera versus Navi. You can just wait out and have your Bounty Hunter take over a game later.
Yep.
Doom will eventually max out with the Midas and the Growth. Doom is going to be basically CSing like an Alchemist. Or rather, he's going to have GPM comparable to what a normal Alchemist would have without Midas.
Yeah.
So he will max out, and Fnatic should outscale him if this does go long. Even so, I also think Fnatic could credibly start racking up kills if they want to as well.
In the meantime, Keeper of Light rotated bottom to try and help out Xi. Xi really tried, well, you know, you want to have him at level 6 to just try and make things happen, because the question will be indeed, when is that perfect, like, moment of opportunity for Poseidon, where everything falls into place, where Doom has got the profit from his Hand of Midas, is gonna be enough ahead to really take a fight, but the game is not going to be late enough for Era to catch up to him in terms of late game items. He did pick up a Shadow Blade, so that's going to be helping him out. Is it enough already to try and take a fight? Or are they continuing to hang on to the laning phase?
Is what enough? I didn't catch.
The Shadow Blade
for
the Shadow Blade for Doom.
Oh, I think the Shadow Blade is a very nice pickup. I think if they get an initiation with Doom, yeah, they should, because it'll take some time for Fly to come over, especially if the catch out, like for instance, if No-Tail was a little farther forward, this will be a free kill. Nice positioning from No-Tail prevents it. That was very smart. He hasn't seen the Shadow Blade yet. I think he just saw it now. But even so, that was well played to No-Tail. Yeah, I think Poseidon should take kills if they can get them. They're good at getting in and out. I mean, Clockwork, Naga. Naga can cover your escape if you need to. Doom is very, very fast with Phase Boots, Shadow Blade, Scorched Earth. So yeah, I think they can absolutely pick up some kills. Maybe I'm Trixie here, actually. Yeah.
Oh, the Doom still goes off in the Fate time, but he is still invisible. Do they have some detection here? No, they don't. They're just gonna wait until he gets back up, but in comes a charge. In comes also No-Tail. Tries to go up a Medved. Charge comes in on 2 Illidan. Sonic Wave up on 2, though, and it will blow them away. Lifesteal will still kill up the Clockwork. In comes the Song. 4 heroes here from Fnatic still. Do they have enough? In comes Sakura. Keeper of Light Illuminate charging up. Blink away. Fnatic is just a disjoint. Dodge. Yep, very nice. Oh, in comes Hani again. He blinks in, tracks up all around. Blinding Light trying to help out. The orb still flying. Hani's not going to jump into that one though.
Relatively poor familiar control, that fight. I actually think that they could have extended their stun on Queen of Pain quite a bit by using the familiars, but okay.
Charge up. Naga Siren. No more song, no more escape. You're dead. You're gone. And Illidan able to get himself away with a Shadow Blade, but this is aggression coming off from Fnatic. Lifesteal leaving the lane, meaning that Poseidon's aggression coming off from with the Doom's Shadow Blade, really not worth it. And of course he went for a Doom upon a target that was already invisible, and they did not get any detection. Now, well, Keeper of Light had some, but he only TP'd in later on, so it wasn't really worth it anymore at the time. Hook shot in, up on 2, Cogs up on 2 as well. In comes a track though. Illidan already scaring Flyaway. More TPs coming in as Clockwork died for the good cause, or was it actually a good cause? In comes an ensnare. They will see him this time, and they will kill him off. 1-for-1 trade so far. Offlaner for an offlaner, which slightly favors Poseidon, I think. This was not a track kill, was it? It was.
It was. It was definitely a track
Never mind.
Kill. I think it still favors Poseidon a little bit. They killed a higher value target, and they sort of... I mean, that was Trixie's first death this game. He actually has a really good loadout. Poor Man's Shield and Treads and all of a Magic Wand. The rest is on the Courier. So it's a nice kill. I think it's a fine trade. I would have loved to see buy a second pair of boots and drop them just out of Fnatic's range so that Fnatic would rush for them.
Yeah.
I think that's been proven itself to be a winning tactic.
That's a solid strategy.
I expect to see that later.
Very solid strategy. Or maybe Fnatic is gonna put the boots out there, just the same ones. Like, you want them back? Want them back? Come and get them. Would be better. Would be funny if they ending up doing that one, but we'll find out. I mean, they're still sitting in the base. Still sitting in the base. So far, there's no towers down on the entire map just yet, which is quite surprising. 16 minutes in, and not quite surprising because of the lineups, because neither of the teams really have very high pushing lineups. But normally, there's at least one tower down at this point of the game. We are still gonna see them go for Trixie. They have got a Doom up. And they will try to go with it. This time he cannot go invisible. They're gonna dive past the tower for this, but...
Nope.
The decision making is just awkward. Why go for a Doom here when you know that your target is gonna continue running past the tower and you're not gonna dive the tower for it?
Well, Naga's pretty fast. It was at least theoretically possible that she could get the ensnare, right? I don't know. I don't necessarily blame it too much. It moves Trixie off the lane. In fact, it sends him all the way to Fountain. So the Bounty Hunter isn't leveling. You still have free farm for Doom. I understand what you're saying, and certainly they probably wanted more. But I'm okay with that calculated risk. Doom is not that long cooldown. It's 110. It's not. At least it's not. We're not talking about like Black Hole here.
True. That's at least something. So far, Doom still sitting the highest up on net worth. Still 2.5k difference with Era. Era, though, who's been in 6 of the 6 kills, and he is once again infested in Hani, and they're gonna try to look for some blood. Going into the dire jungle, we have got Queen of Pain, maybe. Oh, yeah, the target. And Queen of Pain uses Haste Rune, but still Dream Call there. That's still gonna be a kill for Era. In comes a track up on the Naga Siren. Soul Subject comes in. There's still a song trying to help out. The charge therefore also stopped on Illidan, who was also coming into this one, and the song will allow him to get himself out. That means that this should be an exit for Fnatic. They will take a tier 1 tower at least.
Well, tier 1, yeah. They gotta take the tier 1. It would be crazy not to. They're chasing Illidan Stormage out of the jungle just to make sure he's not farming while they're taking the map objective. A tower here is very nice for Fnatic. I do think that they have this lineup that can put a lot of pressure on. That was all song. I mean, that would have gone way worse if not for that. And it's 3 minutes that you don't have to worry about the song, because JOTM is level 7.
Tracked up, Blinding Light, not helping out against the raged Era. That's another kill for Era. I mean, we're saying that Era is not farming as fast anymore as the Doom is, but right now he actually is catching up fairly fast here.
Yeah, I gotta say, I do think Fnatic's lineup is just a little bit more solid and has more capabilities for winning, and so you're seeing that where Poseidon don't really have the answers right now, and I think Wild has to have a very good game for them to pick up the answers, and so far he's done very well. I mean, he has every single one of their kills. No assists, 5 kills.
Yep. And
only that 1 death just now, so once he gets Orchid, that could make an impact. Orchid's amazing against Puck, of course, very good against Lifestealer. So I think Wild is still a major threat in this game and one of the main foundations for for Poseidon to take it. I mean, they have 2 silences between the Doom and the Orchid.
Yeah, we've got Doom on the hunt. He's looking for a target to Doom up on. He goes for Hani. Trixie's still around here as well. Then comes a snare. Hani will still go down. That's a nice pick off. The Cogs will make sure Trixie can't do anything anymore. And actually, buyback indeed. Queen of Pain already jumps himself out. Still getting charged by Fly though. Tracked up. Soul Subject comes in and a hook shot just to try and help him out, but it doesn't work.
Good try.
Queen of Pain
It's
dies.
a really good try.
Nice buyback also though. Or is it?
It was a smart buyback.
Oh, Hani jumps himself into midst of this one. In comes a Dream Coil up on 2. Hani has got some extra mana, and KSI will end up going down. Tracked up as well. 1 more hit away from 9. Oh, 9 HP, he'll live. Naga Siren, not so lucky. He'll go down, but Clockwork lives. Surprisingly, Sakura, another Blinding Light's coming in for him. He's still tracked up. Will take 3 hits to die, but oh, and that wasn't even 3 hits. Just a Circuit Toss and an Infest. Another track to the board. Illidan already tracked up, charged up as well. Tier 2 towers, who cares about them? Going invisible doesn't matter now. Gets picked up as well. Fnatic diving past tier 1 towers.
Yeah.
Past tier 2 towers.
Sort of lineup.
Past tier 3 towers?
Something that they have.
Sorry.
No, not past tier 3.
Well,
just
almost.
Tier 2.
They got the Keeper of Light around the tier 3.
They did, but they didn't get Clockwork.
True.
And Xi did something very high level there, which is he bought this item Boots of Speed that increases your movement speed.
Ooh.
And as long as it stays within your hero's inventory, you can actually get away from fights by just walking in either a straight or curved line.
Wow. Today I learned.
Today we all learned.
Yeah.
Anyway, tough fight for Poseidon, but honestly, like it's tough for them to extract themselves from these situations.
Illidan, he wanted to get the last hit on the tower. No, but the deny comes in from Trixie. The track is up there. Illidan looks to try and go for something. He doesn't have a Doom yet for the 3 seconds. Yeah, well, doesn't go for it.
He was around, which is so that it's smart of Fnatic not to pursue that any further. Well played by Illidan Stormage's smart level death to make Trixie sort of fear God a little bit.
I have to say,
C meanwhile heading for Bracer Gaming Town, so this is definitely not a high net worth Clockwork.
He's already got 2.
Were you in the game yesterday with the 6 Gauntlets of Strength? Oh, no, that was Lysander. Yeah, we had an Alchemist go 6 Gauntlets of Strength.
Nice. It's always great.
Yep, it's pretty good. See, the problem with 6 Gauntlets of Strength is that you don't have Boots of Speed, which is a decent item, and generally you want it.
Yep. I just learned that today, so it's an important thing to keep in mind. I have to say that I don't...
It's an important thing to keep in your inventory.
Yes, that very much too. I don't like what Doom has been able to accomplish with his Shadow Blade. It hasn't been really contributing to anything just yet, and he hasn't been trying to farm it in the meantime either. While he was since he got a Shadow Blade, he tried to make things happen. None of them really works, at least not that much in favor of Poseidon, and he of course stopped his farm for that. Still has the Hand of Midas and Devour, which is awesome and all that, but his net worth is on even ground again with Era's Lifestealer, and of course that's also because Era gets those kills, and a lot of those kills are track kills.
Right.
But it does kind of worry me for Poseidon at this point, especially since Fnatic is looking for blood again. They smoke up again. Last time it was successful, and probably next time it will again. They have an awkward line drawn on the minimap, looking to go for the Doom, but Doom already TP'd out. And look at Poseidon's position. They are so careful at the moment. They do have a song up again, though.
Song is their...
Radiant's top
Song
tower
is at this
is
point
under
like the
attack.
only thing they've got going for them. And Fnatic, this is a failed smoke, and that's good for Poseidon. It's a lot of time wasted for Fnatic. They don't even get the DD rune on the way. This lane is pushed so far towards their tier 2 that they can't even... They can... I guess they can back... Oh, yeah, they can probably get it. Yeah, that's fine.
Well, there's no
Okay,
backdoor
cool.
protection on tier 1, so it's all good.
Right.
Dire's
You're right, I
top
forgot.
tower has
Yeah,
fallen.
good point. I completely forgot about that for a second. So they take the tower. It's not a great use of a smoke, but not a horrible.
At least to get something.
Radiant's
Better than
bottom
nothing,
tower
I agree.
is under
We're
attack.
gonna have a gem picked up with that as well for Fnatic, so that means that Doom Shadowblade is even gonna be less effective than it was before. We do have Poseidon trying to go for Roshan, by the way. I'm not sure if they can continue going for it because it has been scouted out by Fnatic. The charge is there for KSI.
It's an early
Ooh,
charge.
cancelled.
Yeah, that was scary. I mean, it makes sense just to travel some space, but he should not have finished that charge. The team was not there; they weren't ready, and that's when you're happy that you have a team where all 5 players have been playing together for a while. They all know each other. They know when they're gonna dive and not dive, and they're like, okay, he's probably not going to do something that crazy, and everybody just sort of stays solid. They wait for the next cooldown. Xi misses the hook, unfortunately, and
Yeah.
oh no, he lands the hook.
They
Sorry
last
about
hook, but he goes down for it. They do take down the puck
Good
for it
trade.
though. That's a good trade indeed.
that. That's totally my bad.
Oh, in comes a Doom up an era. Can they take him down? Sonic Wave still hits, but in comes Fly, stunning up Illidan. Dust is there. They see Illidan, and they bash him. In comes Crazy, though. The familiar stun stopping him from chasing down Fly, as Era's still around in this one. His Doom is almost over, and he's gonna come back to the fight. He has got an arm that he'll open up on Crazy, who has got a Blink. Will be forced to use it. He still is able to take down the Bounty, or the Spirit Breaker, but he'll go
Can't
down
rob
in the
that.
end. In comes Illidan, but he won't be able to find Era anymore. He doesn't do enough damage, I think. And now he actually has to run, because in comes more familiars. Okay, again, same ones.
Do they actually have detection?
And no till, in comes the open wounds.
He ran out.
He can make himself invisible again now, but it's too late. Soul Assumption will still hit. C will be the next target. Already slowed down. He's got boots. Is it enough is the question. One familiar stun missed. The other one hits. And that should be another kill added to the board for Fnatic. It's now 16-9. Era is unstoppable. Era has got himself a Lincoln Sphere purchased almost. And he has to save no-tail from a creep block, apparently. Well, that worked.
By 25 minutes, you generally want to be moving towards what's known as tier 2 boots, but unfortunately, Xi has had a really tough game. Like, we're making fun, but... So the thing about losing boots is money early in the game is worth so much the equivalent of money later, right? Like, it's so important to use your first gold in an effective way, or you reduce your income for the... It's like an IRA, right? Like, you put your money in so that you can actually make money later and have it compound, but... In this case, Xi's slow start has meant the Clockwork is really just a hook bot, and that was actually good in the last fight. That fight started very well for Poseidon, and it was only excellent play from Fly that actually delayed it as low, like kept Era alive, for instance. Like that charge, when Era was doomed, was absolutely critical. He hit 2 people with it, and managed to keep Era... It let Era live through the entire doom. By the way, Era, Lincoln Sphere, so he hates being doomed.
I don't blame him. I really don't. Hani is going to be hating him slightly more though, because of course Hani is now one of the only Doom targets left. And that's going to be something that this Doom is going to be focusing on. This Doom, by the way, who hasn't really been doing that much, of course. I mean, he is building towards his Assault Grasp, which is great. But he is still quite a far bit off, and he is behind on farm right now on the Lifestealer, which as a Doom with a Devour and a Hanamitis, you should not be, because it's just like you're with an Alchemist, you should not be behind on people's farm if you actually skilled up your Grievous Greed. It's just not done. And we have got Poseidon. Oh, look at that! Clockwork is going for his 3rd Bracer. Oh, yeah. We've got a mechanism almost up on Sakura, by the way. He just needs the recipe for it. It's something that I don't think... Yeah, because Fnatic does not have a mechanism. And that might make a difference. It's a fairly late one, regardless, but who knows? Maybe it will work out. Poseidon, they smoke up, know that something needs to change. And they're gonna try for it. Maybe smoking up for Roche, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think Poseidon would like Roche if they can get it, but it's very, very difficult. They don't have a medallion. In fact, they have no armor reduction of any sort. So, well, they have Riptide, but I don't think that hits Roche. So, oh no, sorry, what the hell's wrong with me? I just saw that they added the Cuirass onto Doom. So that speeds up Roche quite a bit. I think the Cuirass is a very strong pickup for them, especially since Fnatic... They did spend a tremendous amount of money on the Lincolns for Era, so that's basically, the cost of what a Cuirass would have cost you. And that's nice for Poseidon. It buys them a little time in which they are less disfavored in 5v5 fights than they so far have been. And Team Wild is still doing great. He's moving towards BKB. He's 7-3. That last death, he probably stuck around a little too long, got picked off by Visage Familiars. Transitioning into the Roche Pit. This has been seen.
Yeah.
So Fnatic know what's happening. They might let it go, though?
Well, they will take a tier 2 maybe in return for it, but I don't think they're gonna try and let it go. They're gonna be maybe too late though. Familiar still trying to delay it. You still have them coming in. Puck, not in time at blinking in, and Age is already picked up by the Doom. I think they were just too late. I was gonna expect Honey to jump in with his infested lifestealer sitting inside of him. Oh.
Here comes the fight, potentially.
Yeah, Track already up on Trixie, but a Doom already up, or sorry, Doom up on Trixie. And Trixie actually brought down already. Down goes a Clockwork as well, who buys back. Down goes a Keeper of the Light, who cannot buy back. Doom in very low HP tries to get himself away. There is, of course, a gem, though, up on Fnatic, who is just cleaning house here. The only one that died was actually Trixie, and now they kill off KSI for the second time this fight. They kill Crazy as well. Crazy bought back. He will not be able to chase down Honey, though, or should not be able to. He has got an Orchid up, and he goes for him again. There he goes. Triple kill for Era still, though, as he is just able to clean more people up. That was,
Era Lifestealer, right?
Yeah, Era Lifestealer.
That's what he does.
Kills off a Doom.
This is
I have to say, though,
kills off
Doom twice, because he had the
Clockwork
Aegis,
twice.
of course.
Doom twice, Clockwork twice, who bought back. I mean, nice thing about buyback when you're an under-level, under-farmed Clockwork is it doesn't cost that much, but he dies twice. Queen of Pain buys back. That's actually brutal because he got nothing from the buyback, and it takes him very
He got
far
Honey
away from his
for
BKB.
it. He got Honey for it.
Okay, yeah, he got Honey, but I feel as though it's not enough, especially because Trixie, we saw him with the Oblivion Staff already, and now he finishes off the Orchid. So now Queen of Pain is very far away from BKB, and there are two... I mean, there's an Orchid and a Waning Rift. Seems kind of scary. Here comes a dead Sakura.
He's already tracked up. Hookshot comes
Nice.
in. Xyz tries to save him. Almost enough, but Bounty Hunter still with the kill in the end.
Actually, Xyz probably dead.
Yep, in comes a Nether Strike. BKB turned on. The BKB that he just has, and that's gonna be Naga picked up as well. 3 heroes already dead. In comes a Bash. Queen of Pain blinking towards the high ground. But that's Era showing his Bash here. He's got 2200 gold already, and I mean, this is going from bad to worse for Poseidon. They're now over 12k, almost 14k gold behind. Almost 14k experience behind, and right now Fnatic, they have a support Spear Breaker that has a BKB. That's kind of scary.
Right. Fly has had a very good game.
Yes.
He has a good KDA, but more importantly, he's really used this hero's spells extremely effectively. Good defensive charges, which is usually you see charge being used highly offensively. And now, yeah, he's transitioned to just charging straight into people's faces. They're gonna probably kill TFW. Yep.
And the track kill
So
was that
that's
just in time for Trixie.
No BKB Queen of Pain right there, right? Like, what does she do?
Mask of
Not
Madness
the
for
BKB
Fly.
stops the Bullman. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a scary time for Poseidon because they could just lose this game straight up if Fnatic doesn't leave this bottom lane. If they win this fight, it's over. In comes an infested lifestealer sitting up in Honey's face. Track goes on, blink forward, Dream Coil, not there, it's not even needed. Doom already goes down as a Track kill. KSI will be the next target. Era finding him, bashing him, and Track goes up before he kills him. Beyond godlike right now as Naga Siren got picked up still. Fly charging up on Sakura, tries to hide inside the base, but won't be able to. That's a team wipe. And this, I think, will be game.
Yeah, but the question is, did somebody move the boots? I feel like they were like here.
Yeah.
And now
Oh,
they're
No
here.
Tail picks him up.
No Tail took him.
No Tail picks him up. He thinks, you know, it's
No
time.
Tail had the same. He had the same thought as me.
Yep. It's time to
Anyway,
bring them
Fnatic,
to their
I think they
rightful
have-
owner.
You think he's gonna return them?
Yeah. No Tail is a good guy like that.
Oh, what good guy No Tail if he does
Like,
that.
gentleman. Like, did you lose your boots, sir? Here they are.
Dire's bottom barracks are
Sorry, I know that they are taking barracks and all that jazz, but we're following the boots. In the meantime,
well,
nobody's
yeah.
actually dying. Trixie is roaming around slightly. No Tail
They do
finds
still
some
have
boots.
They're only gonna lose one set of racks. I don't think Fnatic can necessarily. Well, they can try for it, but at least Poseidon can put up a fight. Like, it's not a free rack.
Oh.
Nice stuff. Nice.
Yeah, that's gonna be maybe Queen of Pain already dead. Yep, there and down he goes. Naga Siren will be next. Tracked up, killed off. No Tail coming back in time to steal the kill for that one with the Soul Assumption. Era still chasing down Sakura. Open wounds there. In comes a hookshot to try and stop him, which actually works, but the bash on the Doom is still there. Abyssal Blade there as well. Doom is dead, and his teammates didn't really help him out with those cogs actually blocking his way
There's
into
a
the base.
clock nerf Well,
GG
it's
called.
the clock nerf
Oh!
there.
Look!
because
The boots! They got returned!
Boots are there. The boots are there.
The
See,
boots are
take your
there.
Boots. Take your boots!
Oh, no, Trixie killed them.
Wow. I'm disgusted about Trixie destroying those boots, but yeah, seriously, thank you. Thank you for calling him out for that. But
Oh.
yeah. Clockwork nerf hurts, by the way, because Clock used to be so good against Lifestealer when the bump from the cogs worked, but now the bump, if Lifestealer is in rage, he doesn't get bumped. If the bump works there, actually, Doom lives. Not that it has any impact whatsoever on whether the game ends or not, but Doom probably would have lived. Yeah, a VP that didn't quite put a good lineup together. They put an okay lineup together, but Xi got really oppressed. Even with the amount of regen that they dumped into him at the beginning, they then lost more than that amount worth of gold from the boots fiasco. And Fnatic, they came up with a really good lineup, I felt. Exactly within their wheelhouse, really good play from Flyad, Spearbreaker, solid Bounty Hunter as always from Trixie, and I mean, Era Lifestealer, it's almost, I mean, what do you say? He's really good at it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the signature hero for a reason, and it shows. Definitely does. Of course, we're gonna see more Fnatic later today, in an hour or so for EMS Cup 3. Vikram will not be joining me for that one, so it's time to say your goodbyes and shoutouts and plugins and all that jazz.
Well, I mean, thanks for watching, everybody in Dota TV and Twitch TV. And then Starladder, of course, for running a great tournament. One of the most regular, always running tournaments with some absolutely fantastic games. We had some great games today, Shiver, so thanks for having me on. I'm sorry I can't make EMS, gotta do some work stuff, but cheers.
Yeah, thank you for being here. And I think indeed we had some great games today. Of course, a lot of upsets as well, or at least I think maybe not upsets from where we were sitting, because we will normally have well, quite a high impression of new and upcoming teams, like Dusa, for example. But I think a lot of people did lose some rares, unexpected results coming out here today in StarSeries, as they have happened more than not, actually, in StarSeries. Of course, we're going to continue tomorrow with more Starladder. 1700 is Navi versus Dusa, followed by Aspera versus Rockskiss, Power Rangers versus Rockskiss, and Alliance versus Quantic. All that, of course, tomorrow. 4 games in a row. Will be co-casted by the Capitalist, so he'll be joining me for those. And, of course, stick around for more games of Dota 2 for the EMS Cup 3. So stick around, we'll be right back. And, don't go anywhere. And thank you, of course, for co-casting Vikram if you're still hanging around, which you are, actually. Not.
I am,
Yes.
I'm still in shock at Trixie's unsportsmanlike
Yep.
behavior.
Gonna see if you can make it right by playing some decent Dota today, later on. They have been playing decent Dota right now as well, though, so. Oh wells, we are gonna be back here soon with more Dota 2 action. Stick around. And that's actually all I wanted to say.